Hi folks, so this is the main PCB of the Burgerdisk, and we're going to assemble one together. So there are a few things to do, and I usually like to start with the little components, the resistors and the diodes, and then go to the rest. So let's start with the 150 ohm resistor. Then 330. Then we have a signal diode here, so mind that it's polarized and there's a little black bar at one side. It must go here on this side, like that. Then we have the power diode. Same thing, it has a little bar which has to go on the side where there's a bar on the seal screen. Then we have the PC817, which is an optocoupler. It is also polarized. There's a little notch here. It's pin 1, and pin 1 goes here on the square solder mask. You might have to move the legs a little for it to. Okay, and then maybe so it doesn't fall off. Then you have another resistor, 10 kilo ohms. Our last one of 1000 ohms. And the big one, 470 ohms, which is bigger because it has to be able to withstand 12 volts in case you plug your Burgerdisk on a Disk 2 controller. Which means you can do that. And it works with a SFTP with a little difficulty on daisy chaining, but well, the basis functions well. You can solder all of this. Don't forget the coupler. So double check your work. Everything seems good. Polarities are correct. So you can cut the little legs. Here we are. So after that, I usually do the micro SD module header. I can find it. It's in this bag. And then can do the debug header and the LED header. They are a little bit annoying. They don't really want to stay in place. So do as best you can. Mine are not always straight, but it's very hard to get them straight without burning your fingers. Okay, we're good. So next step is the IDC20 header here. So you got one in the bag. There's a notch which has to go this way. The three first pins are the ground pins, and the most annoying to solder because they take heat. You have to mind not soldering two pins together, otherwise shortcuts would happen. Short circuits, sorry. So I like to start from the right and to the left because I'm a lefty, and that helps me not reheat what I just soldered. So if you're right-handed, maybe start left and go right. Check your solder points for cold joints. And you can now start soldering the Arduino Uno headers. So they're in this bag too. And I suggest you use the Arduino itself in the other bag to make sure your headers are straight. Otherwise you will have a hard time plugging the Arduino in. There's a way to. USB is on this side, and sometimes the Arduino pins themselves aren't very straight, as you can see, so you might have to force a little bit. Here we are, we're good. Unsolder the 30 pins of the Arduino headers. We're almost done on the main PCB. This should be good. So what's remaining is the DB19, of course, which is in the big bag. And as it's a pair, they're together. You can separate them. And that's where you have to pay attention and solder the female one on the main PCB. Push it all the way in, and then apply heat to the solder pad of the DB19 and apply the solder between the solder mask and the solder pad. That's the best way I found. You have to make sure that both are linked together and the solder is not just in the DB19 solder pad, okay? I did not mention that the very cute logo is made by Javier Rivera, so thanks to him for that. It's a nice addition to the PCB. Also pay attention on these ones that you don't short out two pins together for obvious reason, and you can check that every pin is correctly soldered before changing side. This side is more annoying because of all the headers, so use something to avoid the PCB moving. Nothing's moving anymore, we're good. So last thing for the PCB is to solder the LED to its pair of wire and prepare the micro SD module. So that's for the micro SD module, and the module is here. So as you can see, there's a ground there, and on the other side it's written here, ground on the right. Use the black and red wire to identify ground and 5 volts, and then you'll be good. Let's put that aside for now and handle the LED. So the LED header, the LED is in this little bag here. And its cable is this one, so that's the best I found to avoid annoying manipulations and soldering of wires. The plan is to solder the legs of the LED to the male side. So cut this shorter. Remember that the positive side is the longer leg, so cut it so you can remember that. Then add solder on your header. Can be generous. And you can now put the LED on it and make the solder melt. This is not very satisfying, but that's the best I found. Here you are. You should check that both legs of the LED are safe. And then you should add a little bit of heat shrink on the LED itself, because otherwise it will illuminate the whole box, and that's not what you want. You want it to illuminate only the front LED diffuser. So cut short a piece of it, put it there like this, and apply a bit of heat so that it doesn't move away. Not too much heat, otherwise you will burn your LED. Okay, so we can now plug the LED. The way to plug the LED is 5 volts on the side of the PCB. You can put the Arduino back, and your main PCB is ready. We are going now to work on the adapter for the cable. So it's in that bag. You have one header and one DB19 to solder. Suggest you start with the DB19, otherwise you will apply your soldering iron to the plastic header and it will melt a bit. Some of the DB19 I have sourced are a little hard to position, so you can do like this to make sure that there's enough room for them. You can do it with the side of the small adapter PCB. It's just a ground plane, nothing bad will happen. You will also need to have something help you handle the thing. We're good. And the second IDC header also has a notch here, which goes toward the DB19 like that. After soldering the first pin, make sure that it's all the way in. Then you can let go and let the third hand handle it. I don't know if you can hear the air raid sirens. Don't worry, it's not an air raid, it's just the first Wednesday of the month, and in France we have a test of the air raid sirens every first Wednesday of the month. So I never knew what would happen if there was an air raid on the first Wednesday of the month. I hope we'll never know. And you're done with the soldering. Now, if you have an enclosure to put the thing in, this is how it works. I've shipped the enclosures, I will ship the enclosures with the little parts already in place. So the first one is the LED diffuser here. There's a placeholder white logo that is just taped, so you can either hot glue it, or if you have a real one, a vintage one, you can replace it with a real one. It's much nicer. And then you have the washers here. That's 9mm, so that the PCB sits at the correct place for the connectors opening. So you just put it like that. Then, sorry. Wrong box. Let's try that again. So you just put the PCB here, and the micro module goes there. It has a place. It's to the back with screws here. Can now screw them. Yeah, sometimes it's easier to just unplug that at first. Here we are. You can reconnect it. And for the LED, you can put it in the little hole there. And if you want to be extra sure it doesn't move, apply a bit of heat gun. And move the cables away. And put the enclosure stop. Sorry, forgot a detail. Take the cable. Yeah, you have to have that connection cable in. So there's one side where the notch is on the outside. It's better to use it for the adapter. And the other one, the notch is inside, so you have to do it like that. Plug it in. It can be hard. Plug it in all the way in, otherwise you'll have weird results. And now you can close the box. Put it upside down. Stab a little bit the extra plastic that the printer makes, so it's easier to put in the screws. Put in 4 screws. No need to over screw. Just make sure it's tight, but not too tight. You're done. Just don't forget the little feet, the rubber feet. And last, the enclosure for the adapter requires 2 screws. M2 by 12 or 14 millimeters, like those. First one is usually easy to put in, and sometimes the second one is a little harder, you'll see. It's because it's not perfectly aligned. But yeah, it's good enough. And you can plug the other side of the cable. You're now good to test your Burgerdisk. So let's do that together. Plug the adapter at the back of the computer. Plug, if needed, your external drives. As you can see, I'm making the tests with Unidisk 3.5 and 5.25 inch drives, so everything is tested. You need to add, of course, a micro SD. And then you can turn the computer on. And I forgot black tape on the Arduino's red LEDs. Don't forget that. As you can see, our desktop is starting and probing all the disks, and it found everything. Hope it was clear enough, and you'll enjoy your Burgerdisk and assembling it. Have a nice day.